I saw the homelessness explode in my area.
Yeah.
And so I started a fundraiser, and everybody contributed at work. So we picked the 12 poems for the book,
Right.
and my publisher said, let's look for a title. And so we're going through my archives, and she says, oh, let's do that one. And she picked Magical Creatures, and she said, okay, we're gonna use that one. It says, so I said to her, you haven't even read it yet. She says, the title says enough.
Right.
We'll do that one.
Okay.
So that became the title poem
Right.
before she even read it, and it's perfect.
Let's talk about it.
That's it. So, what really? Because I was looking in here, and I read the one about I think it's the night shift, and you were telling me about that was a poem that was between you and your girlfriend or the woman you were living with.
Yeah,
So,
in October 8th, 2000, I met a woman, her name was Brenda,
right.
and love of my life.
Right.
To this day, eternally beloved.
Right.
But that relationship doesn't work. Grateful to her. I have 4 poems in this book that are actually inspired by her. So Night Shift, Lost Forever, What You Leave Behind, and Without You.
Right.
Those 4 poems all relate to her.
Okay.
And Night Shift, what happened is I was working the night shift.
Right.
And she would work day shift. And we would have this passing where I'd leave as she's going to bed, and I'd come home as she's about to wake up, and
Right.
she'd go to work.
Right.
So there was a magic that happened in that transition that made me smile.
Right.
So I wrote it.
Okay.
So I'll read that one for you.
Okay.
Night shift.
Yeah.
The nights are cold and dark. I am alone in this empty place, but I am not afraid. I smile the nights away, enveloped by joy. You are always with me because I just left your side and will return when the sun rises. Before you wake, I will slip into bed and wrap you up in my arms again, and steal kisses from sleeping eyes as your warm voice with eyes closed guide your lips to welcome me home from the night away. I watch you smile as you try to sleep a few more minutes before this time you leave.
Radcliffe. So kind of explain, kind of take us through the explanation of that poem.
Yeah, it was like leaving was always like we had a hard time partying. Like goodbyes took a while.
Right.
Like I was late for work all the time.
Right.
Because I started kissing her, and her touch was magic.
Right.
The way she touched me was just there's nothing like being desired.
Right.
There's nothing like the feeling of being wanted, of looking at somebody's eyes and just being drawn in.
Right.
And that her kiss, everything about her was just where I wanted to be.
Right.
It was my place. And so I went to work excited
Yeah.
and efficient. I'm going to be home before you leave.
Yeah.
Every single day. And so it was hard to leave, but when I leave with a smile on my face.
Right.
And I work through the night, and I get done, and I head home.
Yeah.
And I slip into bed, and she'd always wake up when I come in. And she wouldn't open her eyes. She would still try to sleep. And she just pull me in, hold me, and finish sleeping. And then she'd get up and go to work.
Right.
And I'd watch her dress
Right.
until she walks out that door. And it was another hard goodbyes again.
Yeah.
But that was us. We had that magic thing. We had that. When we met each other, we just knew. Like, I just knew everything had to be handled to make room for her.
Right.
So the moment I met her, she was back to be my boss.
Right.
I quit. It was a job I love. 3 weeks, I finished the job, and I quit so I could date her.
Right.
So I quit. 3 weeks after meeting her, I knew she was it. We never said a word to each other
Right.
about dating.
Right.
I just knew I wanted to date her.
Right.
And I just knew that no, this job got to go.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
'cause
want
you-
any. I don't want any drama. I don't
Right.
want anything on the job.
Right.
So love doing what I did. I was running the basketball league for the Boys and Girls Club, and I just said, I'm done. Finished the job up in integrity, cleaned everything, and then the very same, I called the boss, says I'm done, called her, and says, I want to take her on a date.
Right. Oh, this before you even knew she was gonna date you.
Yeah,
Really?
yes.
So
I knew the moment I met her,
you
I
knew it.
knew.
Okay.
I knew the moment I met her. Like, she walked in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew as she walked by me. I looked at her, she looked at me, and I knew.
You're like, that's my girl right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the guys were joking about, you should date her. And I didn't say a word because I knew already.
Right.
And so I called the boss, told the boss I quit. And then, I called the director, told her she was my direct boss.
Okay.
And then I called her and told her I quit.
So you called her
At work.
at work.
Yes,
And
I
told her
I
you quit. Then
Then
you hung up and
called
called
her at
again.
home.
Oh, okay.
wait for her to get home to
Right.
call her to ask her out.
Okay.
I wanted a clear barrier.
Right.
This is not an opportunistic thing.
Right.
I am making sure that you know I want you.
Right.
And that this is not something that she knew I loved the job, and she knew I did it well. And no, I wanted her. And so I asked her out on a Friday night. She's like, oh, no, I can't do it. My cousins are bringing my stuff from Texas. Mm-hmm. So I'll come and help. So let's go on Saturday. She said, oh, no, I have a party to go to. I'll meet your friend first. So I went to the party, but not as dates.
Right.
Then it says, how about Sunday? I said, okay, Sunday. So we went out on a Sunday, and that was just a date to clear the air about what we want.
Right.
And that was it. It was just, you just know. And it was just, we just talk through things very easily. Like everything, whatever she asked, I answer honestly. And so we didn't have very much fights. But she had one thing. She was incredibly jealous.
Really?
That was the thing that destroyed the relationship.
Oh,
That relentless jealousy.
wow.
That was the stupid fights. And I did not know how to reassure her. And I didn't feel like I had to.
Right.
I didn't know women.
Well,
I did not know what I did not know.
yeah. But actually, it's just women. It's just we learning women every day,
Of course.
every single
Yes.
day.
I had no idea
Yes,
what
sir.
I did not know.
Dude, you.
I thought-
women gonna tell you I am not the same every day.
Exactly.
So it's gonna be different every single day.
I did not know.
They're gonna give you the same love, but some days it's just gonna be different.
Yeah.
I'm the same, but it's just different.
I
And
was
only
not
they and only they understand their language.
I did not understand the importance of my physical and emotional presence.
Right.
I thought my physical presence was my complete presence, but it wasn't.
No. Still, they break it down to you.
You got to be there in your mind
Yeah.
and in your feel, everything.
Yeah.
And I did not know I was not there. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm physically here.
No.
But I did not know I was not there. I had no sense of that.
Yeah, no, you're there, but you're not there.
Yeah.
You have to know when I want Starbucks on such day.
No,
you
it
have
wasn't-
to know.
It wasn't that kind of thing. It wasn't.
What was it
about
like
things.
then?
It wasn't. It was about me not just like my mind would be on work or
Right.
on something else. I wouldn't bring my mind and my presence into every moment. I would drift off to do stuff. I did not know that I had to stop, let go of things.
Right.
That there is a emotional, mental presence of me being at home
Right.
that she wanted constantly.
Right.
That's why I have so much gratitude for her, because all the things I became aware of that I had no idea was important.
Right.
I thought, just being there was enough. Bringing more money was enough. It's not. And learning how to play with her was an important thing that she taught me.
Right.
How to make her laugh all the time. And I couldn't hear so much. It echoed through me. Like everything she said kept echoing through me until I heard it.
By the time you heard it, it was too late.
It was way too late.
Yeah.
It was like when I finally heard it all, it was
She's asked you so many times. Then
But-
at the time you actually hear what she's saying, I'm done.
oh yeah, it was done. And it was years later that it just changes who I am.
Right.
It changed who I am in such a way that my relationships no longer end in trauma.
Right.
Base induced. It's just I close relationships up in a way where if it's not working, I know how to talk about what's not working.
Right.
If it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me.
Right.
So if it doesn't work for her, it doesn't work for her. But in a way where the relationship is not, there's no resentment.
Right.
There's no hostility. It's like, this is not working for you. I want this to work for you. I want this to work for me. A different way of closing out relationships where you actually nurture your way out. You honor the person as you enter, and you honor the person as you leave.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's changed how I date. It's changed who I am. It changed the value for my life. I was afraid of death when I was dating this woman. I no longer fear death. I completed with what my life purpose was in a way that I feel like if I die, I did my work.
Right.
I've impacted people. I've loved. I've given. I was here. People know I was here.
Yeah, you're present in a moment.
Yes.
Yes.
I impacted people such that they remember me.
Right.
That I didn't talk to you for years.
Right.
And I called you.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I understand.
And so many people.
Yeah. What's the first thing I told you? Come on the show. Bring
Exactly.
your book.
Exactly.
Yeah. I didn't care. Bring that book, man.
Yes.
Let's do it. You're like, for real? I'm like, yeah. Come on. Because
Exactly.
you remember that day in the cafeteria, you helped me set up my YouTube channel.
Yes.
And it's,
Yes.
and it's going strong to
I've
this
helped
day.
with so many computer issues.
Man, yes, you have.
And,
Yeah.
you know, I knew I connected with you. I knew I completed with you.
Right.
That I could call you years later, and it was like, it's like the very next day since we last part.
Yeah.
And I have that in my life with people,
Yeah.
where I can call after a very long period apart,
Right.
and it was like we never broke rhythm.
Nah.
And that's what matters to me,
Yeah.
is that I live that way.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people don't really understand. That it's about making sure that, okay, you're okay, now I'm okay. I don't want to be okay and you not be okay. Because then that'll be some unresolved issue in the back of my head. Some people can just go on and be like, okay, well, you'll be all right. And you never know what might happen to them. But a gentleman of your caliber and the way you feel about stuff, you're like, no, I got to make it right. Because somewhere down the line, I'm going to have this same issue. And I'm going to be like, do I want to handle it the same way like I did last time? Or do I want to get it resolved so I don't have no issues with it?
Dude,
And then you resolve it.
coming from the heart and having the courage to say what's real for me,
Yeah.
I have broken up with women, beautiful women, who they were pretty enough. Everything was right, but I knew I wasn't going to get what I wanted.
Right.
And these are women normally that are just being pursued by men. And I have had them actually say, no, I don't want to shut you out of my life. Let's figure out how to talk through this. I'm like, okay, but let's not date.
Right.
You go, whatever you need, go take care of it. I have my own thing to deal with here.
Right.
Let us figure this out. And I'm just like, I care about you, and I want you to have what I have to offer. But I don't want to be doing anything less than 100%.
Right.
I don't want to be managing what I distribute with you. There's certain women where I can't be your friend.
Right.
This is not going to be friendship.
Right.
This is not going to be, I can't have you in my life as a friend. This just doesn't work for me.
Right.
My energy goes from normal to full when I'm around her.
Right.
And I'm like, there's only one thing. I want to marry you. That's it. I do not want to I don't want to date you for no reason. I don't care about you being a trophy on my arm. None of that.
Right.
I want to marry you.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so it's not working for me because right now you're not even you're showing up as girlfriend material. I want you to show up as wife material.
Right.
And I want to show up as husband material for you. That's what I want.
Right.
And if anything less than husband and wife material isn't going to fill me up, it's not going
Right.
to satisfy my hunger.
Right.
You walk out that door, I will be as hungry as when you walked in.
Right.
But when you and I match in what we want, when you want to be my wife, and I will, you can go wherever you want in the world. You can travel the whole world without me if you want. But I know I'm yours and you're mine.
Right.
And that's what I want.
That's it. And like you say in your poems, you're not going to give nobody no solution to it, you're gonna let them figure it out.
Exactly.
And that's how you say, we're gonna have these solutions, but wife material, girlfriend material.
Yes.
And you want what you want, just as the women want the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a while to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
That people show up as what they want to be for you.
Right.
So when a person you're dating is showing up as girlfriend material, girlfriend. But you try to marry a girlfriend material, it's not going to work for you. You're not going to get what you want.
Right.
And you yourself, you know how you do life.
Yeah.
If you're the kind of man who takes care of business and wants his woman to feel protected and provided for and loved and nurtured, and if that energy doesn't match, if you're giving too much and it's not being reciprocated,
Yeah.
if you don't feel like you're building something,
Right.
like it's going somewhere, you know to exit.
Yeah.
And many of us hang on too long and drag it on to the point where we leave angry.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave angry anymore.
You want to leave the same way you came in.
I want to leave with a smile on my face.
Yeah.
And if it's a goodbye, it's a goodbye and thank you
Yeah.
for the time we had together.
That's it.
And it doesn't matter what I got to fight through or struggle through. I'm going to do it honestly.
Right.
And I don't know how to hate. I've
Yeah.
been hurt, but I don't want to hurt
Yeah.
people. I want to be honest. And honest sometimes hurts you.
Yeah.
And it's not coming from hostility.
No, it's just
It's honesty.
I'm just being honest, man. This is just it.
Exactly.
I mean, either you're gonna accept it or you're not.
Exactly.
That's it.
And it's just me. Through my work, I'm trying to figure to reveal myself through my work, and in practice, my life is what it is.
Right.
It shows up the way it is. It's inviting. It's warm. It's not anything goes. It's not everybody's welcome. You will know if you're not welcome.
Right.
You will know if you're welcome, and if you're not welcome, it's because you're not compatible with my energy.
Right.
Because I'm very difficult to get along with when it comes to people who are sneaky and shifty,
Right.
because I can see it, and I'm not going to pretend like I don't see it. And so
Right.
you're going to experience me calling you out on it,
Right.
and you're not going to get away with it. I'm going to ask you to tell me what you want, and I'm going to give it to you.
Right.
But if you're trying to go behind me or go around me to get something, I'm going to feel it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to basically confront that kind of energy, and I'm going to watch you. And you're not going to like the level of scrutiny you get if you're not comfortable being watched.
Yeah.
Or you're sneaky. So it's just you will work your way out.
That's it. It's just I'm being honest. Just tell me what you want.
Exactly.
And sometimes they don't really. They're like, is that true? Is he true, or is he, being fake or whatever? But they wouldn't know about your personality.
Dude, my friends, Moses, Art, Danielle, Edgar, Mauricio, you, Sylvia, Sue. I can keep going.
Right.
These are people who just fit in. It's like, boom, you fall in.
Right.
Easy flow. Like, I can keep going on. Terrell, Lindsay, Annalisa. I can keep going on and on and on about these people who just, it's an easy flow.
Yeah.
It's people who allow, who just, they're alive, they give so much. And so we're compatible.
Right.
And these are my friendships. And this Michelle, who I've known more than half my life, Michelle Jacamara, and her daughter Sabrina, like I've known them more than half my life. These are people who belong in my life.
Right.
They fit in because of what we have to offer.
Right.
And people are welcome. I meet people all the time and easily get along with them. And people tell me stuff like, it says, I never tell anybody this stuff. And I'm saying, neither have I. And it's just a passing.
Right.
It's just a sharing an experience of life.
That's it.
And I woke up to how important it is to live honestly
Yeah.
and vulnerably and to laugh at myself when I make mistakes
Right.
and to correct myself and to keep moving. And that's my book.
Yeah.
My book is really,
It's magical.
it's Magical Creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can read you the cover poem.
Okay.
Magical Creatures.
Yes.
Magic is real, and you'll miss it if you go looking for it with your eyes alone. Magic is felt and can be seen with the heart open, playing its music. It can be heard in the voice of a stranger or a child singing while discovering a new thing. that to you is old and familiar. Magic starts with you wondering at life, and it appears when your heart is ready to feel enchanted.
Yeah. Radcliffe. Man, I'm gonna tell you, as many times as I've seen you at work, I never, ever, ever thought you was a poet. It never came across. Like if they put us both up and be like, okay, who's a comedian, who's a poet? Then, well, we know for sure that Raheem, so he always playing around. Now, poet, Radcliffe? Because every time at work you were always, okay, what's wrong? Okay, this is how we have to fix it.
Technical.
Okay, yeah, so technical about it.
Yes.
But poetry, never knew it.
Yes, I'm very technical. I'm technology. I love technology. I know this stuff. I live this stuff. I understand it, and I'm good at it. Everybody knows me. Knows I'm good with computers and technology and all that stuff. But poetry, you've never seen my charm with women.
Who?
You have never seen my charm with women. What?
Nah.
You never see me interact with women at work.
Nah.
You haven't been paying attention
Nah, I haven't.
because I can engage women. I look, and I always engage.
I never even.
That's where the poetry comes from, engagement.
Yeah, I've never even. Nah, because like I'm saying, we mainly because you know most majority of the time you was always freaking busy.
And joking around.
Yeah, you be like, okay, Reem, I have 5 minutes. What we need to do? I'm like, man, I'm trying to set. Okay, plug the computer up. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
You go do something.
I was always
come
on the
back.
rush.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I would never think a person in a rush got time to sit down and write poetry. I would never think a man in a rush be checking,
It just comes, man.
I know it. That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
like my book, every single one of these is a almost perfect first draft. I write these like in minutes, not hours. So what you leave behind was written in about 5 minutes. As was 90% of poems were written in like under 10 minutes. It just comes. So I write from a place where I call a place of no mind, where my analytical brain stops,
Right.
and I drift into this place where I can feel
Right.
and experience life.
Right.
And it comes. And it comes all at once. So it's me just capturing a moment and giving it its meaning. And when the period comes, it's done.
Right.
There's nothing else to add to it.
We're just done. I'm done with it.
It's just a feeling that I'm expressing.
Right.
And my English teacher, Mr. Al Booton, my 10th grade English teacher, knew I had the talent of writing. I didn't care for writing. Like, I was good at math, that's fun and easy, but writing, I didn't care for it.
Right.
And it wasn't until I was dating Brenda that it mattered.
Right.
Because I could talk to her and charm her all day.
Right.
And that's when I started writing poetry.
Oh.
That's when I started. I wrote a ton of poetry. Then, after her, it matured. I really saw the fool I was in how I was just playing games with life. Right. And I had to become a more serious person, but not so heavy about it.
Yeah. Just serious about your art.
Serious
Serious
about
about what you do. Serious about life.
serious about delivering.
Yeah.
Serious about what I give. Serious about how I give. Serious about like purpose. Like when I do something, do it with purpose so that it's with integrity.
Yeah.
Like deliver. Like when somebody asks me to do something, like for you, none of your problems you ever asked me to do was ever easy. You don't ask me easy stuff. But I never fail to deliver.
Right.
I never worry about the cost in time.
Right.
Or how far you live and I gotta drive to your house.
Right.
And I never ask you to pay me a lot of money. You pay me like $20 for a job where I took me an hour to get to your house.
Right.
And I spent 4, 6, 8, 10 hours on a problem.
Right.
And I know what you could pay.
Right.
But I knew what I was gonna give you.
Yeah.
I was gonna deliver for you.
Right.
And that's what I realized is deliver.
Right. It's delivery.
And my payment was not in the money, it was in my friendship. I knew that's what I was doing. And you wanted to pay me as much as you could.
Yeah.
And you always did.
Yeah.
And that's what matters, is that you paid me what you could, I got what I could.
Right.
But it was a fair exchange. We both got what we wanted out of that. And that's what I do.
Yeah.
And I learned that from my examination of my path.
Right.
Learning that I left so much behind by withholding, by not giving 100%.
Right.
And so people get 100% of me. And I walk out the door and close the door, and I forget what I did.
That's it.
And I just keep moving through life.
As you say, I gave my all. There's nothing more I can give.
Exactly.
Either you accept it or you don't.
Give all of it. And the same thing emotionally, say it all.
Yeah.
Say I love you. Hug and hold like it's the last time.
Yeah.
That's how I say goodbyes. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, perhaps, but right now, we got this
enjoy
right
this
now.
moment. Yeah.
I'm gonna hug you. I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna make you feel that warmth.
Right.
And I feel people's bodies melt in my arms.
Right.
And it's just getting used to that. Life is so precious.
Yeah.
And I've been to so many funerals over the last couple of years.
Yes.
And I listen to all the eulogies. I listen to what people say, and it scared me. It scared me how quickly we move on from what just happened. The person's life just ended, and I'm listening for the level of impact. And you can see the impact in the people there and the significance they left behind.
Yeah.
And that realized, it upped me, caused me to up my game to realize all this stuff I want to do needs to get done.
Yeah. Ain't no plan.
Exactly.
Yeah. You gotta
Stop
do
for
it.
people.
Yeah.
Care about people. Pull over and help a person on the side of the road. You don't need to know my name.
Right.
Just do everything you can with your life to make your life happen as you see. I trust every person that they have a vision of life. They have a way of seeing life, that they know what the right thing is to do. Go do it.
Right.
Go. Believe me, you're not going to run out of love.
Nah.
You're not going to run out of kindness. You're not going to run out of forgiveness.
Right.
You give it and more appears. Even more than you gave away
Yes.
will appear.
Yeah.
Gratitude.
That's it.
Like, there's nothing more rejuvenating than gratitude.
That's it.
And find it in yourself, find it in your relationship, and give it all away.
That's it.
Build your life and look behind. Like the story of my life, looking backwards. Looking backwards, a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Going forwards, it's a scary story.
Yeah.
Backwards, I see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Forward, I experience it.
Yeah. That's it. Well, hey, you giving me the wrap up sign.
Yeah.
So, what I want you to do is let everybody know how they can get your book, how they can purchase your book. Tell them all the avenues and platforms on where they need to go to get your book, and I'll let you go from there. So, this will be your camera here, the one with the red light on there, and just tell them your book and where they can go and pick it up and all that good stuff.
Well, my book is available on Amazon. It's under the title Magical Creatures and the author Radcliffe Johnson. And thank you for purchasing my book. I hope you enjoy it and find yourself in it. There's more work coming. I will be publishing in 3 separate books next year. My main body of work is called A Year of Moment. It will be available on December 21st of 2023.
All right. And I want to tell you, thank you for coming in and sharing your book with me and my audience. And I got my own personal copy in the mail, so I got my personal copy. But I see you brought books. I was going to ask you if you could, get my crew, sign my crew.
Oh, yes, I brought plenty. I brought about 10 books,
for my
so
crew?
everybody can have a book.
Okay. I want my crew to get, personal book and all that good stuff. And when your next book come out, you know where to come debut it.
I'll be back.
Yes, and I
there'll
want you to bring that lady that encouraged you to write your book. if she can
She's
come.
married.
No, I'm saying bring it for the interview.
Huh?
She can bring her in to interview, and I can interview you both. Like, what made you decide to get him to write the book and talk about some of her work too?
Who's efforts?
Whoever encouraged you to write the book.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, then y'all can collaborate together or something like that.
Okay.
Whatever. I always like talking about it.
All right, cool.
That's just me. That's what I do. And like, once again, ladies and gentlemen, I say again, I want to thank you so much to tuning into my show, Let's Talk About It. And remember, if you know anybody that you want to see appear on my show, just send me an email at talkaboutitwithra@gmail.com. If you want to see somebody on the show, or if you know somebody that'll fit the show, make sure you have them send me an email. And remember, don't ever share your 8x10 dream with somebody with a 5x7 mind. My name is Raheem Mitchell. God bless. I'll see you next week. Peace. Radcliffe.
Let's talk about it, talk about it. Let's talk about it, talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it, talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That girl from LA